Ever imagine being a salesperson who actually recommends stuff their customers can't even buy from them?
It sounds a little crazy, right?
Yeah, totally
Like,
counterintuitive.
are you even trying to make money?
Exactly. But that's the ghost product strategy we're diving into today.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It all started with this article about a gym employee who kind of stumbled onto this technique by accident.
Oh, interesting. What happened?
So picture this. They're selling supplements, right? A big new fitness challenge kicks off.
I'm with you.
And suddenly they're out of stock of like the most popular product.
Ouch, that's got to be tough.
Yeah, talk about a sales nightmare, right?
Yeah.
But instead of, panicking or making excuses, they just leveled with a customer who wanted that out of stock product.
Okay.
And get this, they recommended a similar product from another store.
Whoa, seriously. I would not have the guts to do that.
Right. You'd think the customer would be annoyed, maybe even like, well, why are you even here then?
Yeah.
But here's the twist. The customer was actually delighted. Thank them for their honesty, even.
Really? Huh, that's surprising.
Totally. And it got them thinking, what if putting the customer first, even if it means losing a sale right then and there,
Yeah.
could actually lead to way more sales in the long run?
By building trust, you mean?
Exactly. So this salesperson started testing it out, recommending cheaper products, even talking people out of those unnecessary bulk buys.
I mean, that takes some serious confidence, right?
Yeah,
Especially in a sales environment where it's all about hitting those numbers.
absolutely. But it's about shifting the focus. It's not just a transaction anymore. You're actually building a relationship.
Yeah, building that rapport.
Right. And when you become that trusted advisor, someone they genuinely believe has their best interests at heart,
Mm-hmm.
well, that sets you up for success in the long run, wouldn't you say?
For sure.
The salesperson even came up with the name for it. Ghost products.
This product.
Yeah. It's like putting these phantom alternatives out there, even if you don't sell them yourself, and being upfront about what the customer actually needs.
Interesting. So did this ghost product approach actually work?
Oh, you better believe it. The article said this strategy made it way easier to sell the products they did have in stock.
Even the more expensive stuff.
Yeah, even the pricier stuff, because the customers felt, heard and respected.
They were more open to suggestions, huh?
Exactly. Which makes sense when you think about it.
It really does highlight the power of trust in any relationship, especially in business.
Totally. And while this article was all about sales, I think there are some golden nuggets here that go way beyond just, pushing products.
Oh, absolutely. It really boils down to intention, doesn't it?
Yeah,
When you're genuinely trying to help someone, even if it means putting their needs ahead of your own in the short term, people can feel that, can't they?
100%. Like
Huh.
you can just sense it.
And that kind of sincerity, that authenticity, it can lead to some pretty amazing outcomes for everyone involved.
No doubt. And what I found really fascinating was that the article actually suggests recommending those lower margin products.
Like this stuff that doesn't make you as much money.
Exactly. Which again seems kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, why would you do that?
But they argue it's like a secret weapon for building that trust.
Okay, so walk me through that. How does that work?
So when you steer a customer towards, say, a more budget-friendly option,
Yeah,
especially if it truly serves them better,
yeah.
it shows them that you're not just a sleazy salesperson, right?
Right.
You're genuinely prioritizing what they need.
So they're thinking, okay, this person actually has my back.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Right. And then, because of that trust, they're more likely to come back and actually buy those bigger ticket items later on.
Because they know they can trust your recommendations. It's about playing the long game, building that lasting relationship.
Bingo! It's like that old saying, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man a fish and you feed him for a lifetime.
Right.
Except here, it's more like, help a customer find the right product, even if it's not from you, and they'll trust you enough to come back for more.
And you turn a one-time buyer into a loyal customer.
Exactly.
Will not only come back, but probably tell all their friends about you, too.
Precisely. It's like that ripple effect of genuine connection.
Powerful stuff. But it does make me wonder, how do you actually make that shift from just selling something to becoming that trusted advisor?
Well, the article gave a really cool example. The salesperson would tell customers to put their supplements right next to their toothbrush.
Your toothbrush.
Yeah, simple, right. But it's about helping them build that habit, incorporate the product into their routine.
I see. Showing them you're thinking beyond just the sale, you actually care about them seeing results.
Right. It's like you're not just selling them a product, you're selling them a solution.
Yep.
a better version of themselves, almost.
Exactly. It turns the whole interaction into
Mhm.
something much more meaningful.
It's like you're building this bridge between the product and their life. You're showing them, hey, this is how this fits in. This is how it makes a real difference.
And that bridge is built on trust, understanding, that genuine desire to help.
So what does this all mean for our listeners today?
Well, I think the core message here is pretty powerful, and honestly, it applies to way more than just, sales.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
about realizing that sometimes putting someone else's needs first,
Mm-hmm.
even if it seems counterintuitive,
Mm,
can actually be the most effective way to achieve your own goals.
100%.
Crazy, right?
Totally. Whether you're pitching an idea, negotiating a deal, or just trying to be more persuasive in your everyday life,
Mhm.
these ghost product principles can really come in handy.
It's all about building those relationships, right? Based on trust, authenticity, and a real desire to see others succeed.
And when you do that, you create these win-win interactions that are way more fulfilling for everyone.
Exactly. So let's dive into some specific ways you can actually put these principles into action.
Okay, great. Let's do it.
That thing about intention, it really resonated with me.
Yeah.
Like, you can just tell when someone's being fake, right?
Totally. You can practically smell it on them when they're just trying to make a sale.
Exactly. But when someone's genuinely trying to help you,
Hmm.
it feels different, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like you've got that friend who's always recommending the perfect book,
Mm-hmm.
even if you end up buying it at a totally different bookstore.
Right. You still value their opinion.
Yeah, exactly. It's because they get you.
They're not just trying to make a buck off of you.
Exactly. It's not about, tricking someone into buying something they don't need.
Right.
It's about actually becoming a trusted advisor, someone who's there to help them solve a problem, achieve a goal.
So instead of thinking, how can I make this sale? It's more like, okay, what does this person actually need? What's the best solution for them, even if it's not something I personally sell?
Right. Which can be tough,
Oh, yeah.
especially where you've got those sales targets hanging over your head.
Totally. It's easy to get caught up in that pressure.
Yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, it's those strong relationships, that long-term trust.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really leads to lasting success, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's like slow and steady wins the race.
Of the marathon, not the sprint.
Exactly. Okay, so let's say I'm on board with this whole mindset shift.
Yeah.
What are some things I can actually do, like concrete steps, to put this ghost product thing into action?
One a really powerful tactic is to become a resource for your customers.
Okay.
Share your knowledge generously,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't immediately lead to a sale.
So, like, give away some valuable info for free.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
let's say you're selling fitness equipment, right? You could offer free advice on workout routines or nutrition tips, things like that.
So it's about providing value beyond the product itself.
Precisely. You're positioning yourself as that go-to expert.
The person people can rely on.
Exactly. The article also mentioned recommending those low-margin products as a way to build trust.
Right. Which I gotta say still kind of throws me for a loop.
It seems counterintuitive.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
why would you steer someone towards something that's not going to make you as much money?
Right. It does seem kind of backwards, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But think about it this way.
Okay.
When you guide a customer toward that more budget-friendly option,
Hmm.
especially when it's truly a better fit for their needs,
Yeah.
it really showcases your integrity. You're showing them, hey, I'm not just about making a quick buck here.
I'm actually looking out for you.
Exactly.
Okay, so they feel like they can really trust your recommendations.
Exactly. And they're more likely to come back for those bigger purchases down the road
Yeah.
because they know you've got their back.
It's like that loyalty you build with, like, your favorite barista,
Yeah.
the one who knows your order by heart.
That's a great analogy. It's that feeling of being seen, understood.
If you feel valued.
Precisely. And when a customer feels valued, well, they're much more likely to become a repeat customer, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. And they might even tell their friends about you, too.
Exactly. Free advertising. All because you took the time to really understand their needs.
So simple, but so powerful.
Think about it. Who would you rather do business with? Someone who's pushy? Just trying to close the deal.
Yeah.
Or someone who actually takes the time to listen, understand what you're looking for, and offer solutions that genuinely benefit you.
It's a no-brainer, right?
Totally. We all crave that feeling of being valued, understood. And that's what this ghost product strategy is all about.
It's not just about the product, it's about the connection.
Exactly. Turning those cold, impersonal transactions into warm human relationships.
Realizing that sometimes the best way to get what you want is to help others get what they want first.
Right.
It's about remembering that trust and authenticity, those are the most powerful tools in your arsenal, no matter what you're selling.
And those are tools you can use in all areas of life, not just in business, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Whether you're negotiating a raise, pitching a project at work, or even just trying to convince your friend to check out that new ramen place you love.
Yeah.
These principles can really make all the difference. It's about shifting your focus from me to we,
From selling to serving.
from transactions to relationships.
Exactly.
And when we make that shift, we create a much more fulfilling experience for ourselves and everyone around us, don't we?
It's like we're all in this together, you know?
Yeah, it's that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you help someone out and they genuinely appreciate it.
It's like that saying, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
When you focus on genuinely helping other people, it just creates this positive ripple effect. Everyone benefits.
I think it's really interesting how this approach kind of challenges that whole like adversarial mindset we often see,
Yeah.
in sales, negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of seeing it as like this zero-sum game, one person wins, the other loses,
Right.
it encourages a more collaborative approach.
Where everyone can win.
Exactly. It's like instead of fighting over a limited pie,
Mm-hmm.
you're working together to bake a bigger one.
I like that. Everyone gets a slice.
Right. And that shift in perspective, it just opens up so many possibilities.
For sure. It's about seeing the bigger picture.
Exactly. So if we kind of zoom out for a second,
Yeah.
look at the big picture. What do you think this means for the future of sales and business, as a whole?
That's a great question.
I think this ghost product idea, it's kind of a sign of things to come,
Yeah.
This shift towards a more human-centered approach to business.
I see what you mean.
Customers these days, they're more informed, more discerning, right? They're not just looking for products anymore. They're looking for experiences, brands that align with their values,
Yeah.
companies they can really trust.
Yeah. It's like people are craving that authenticity, that genuine connection.
Totally.
Yeah.
In a world that can feel so, I don't know, transactional,
Mm-hmm.
impersonal.
Yeah, for sure.
People want to feel like more than just a number.
Absolutely.
And the businesses that get that, the ones that prioritize those relationships,
Yeah.
those are the ones that are going to thrive. It's as simple as that.
So, if you could leave our listeners with just one key takeaway from our deep dive today,
What would it be?
yeah, the one thing you really want them to remember.
I think the most important thing is to remember that putting someone else's needs first, it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your own goals.
Yeah.
In fact, it can often be the most effective way to achieve them.
Right.
You build that trust, that genuine connection. You focus on creating value for others,
Yeah.
and it creates that ripple effect you were talking about
Exactly.
that ultimately benefits everyone.
Love it.
So, to wrap things up,
Mm-hmm.
by genuinely focusing on what the customer truly needs, even if it means suggesting, alternatives,
Mm-hmm.
that might not directly benefit you.
Yeah.
You build that trust,
That all-important trust.
and you set the stage for better outcomes for everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And it leads to one final thought-provoking question for our listeners to ponder.
Oh, I like it. Hit us with it.
Could this ghost product mindset actually work in other areas of life?
Ooh, good one.
Beyond just sales,
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about your own interactions, your relationships, your goals.
Mm-hmm.
Could putting someone else's needs first sometimes be the most surprisingly effective way to achieve those goals?
It's funny because you think about like that friend we all have, the one who just seems to, effortlessly get what they want.
Right.
Maybe they're not being manipulative or anything. Maybe
Yeah.
they're just really good at understanding and prioritizing other people's needs.
Food for thought.
You're right.
Definitely something to think about.
Well, on that note, thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll catch you next time.